So here we are again at the property that is getting completely redone. And I just want to show you a couple of things and explain how some of this construction is done. I have such a passion for this, which goes back to my dad being a builder. He was one of the well-known, more successful home builders in the area where I grew up. So as a little girl, even at 5, 6, 7 years old, he would take me into his construction sites instead of going to daycare. So I would go to his construction sites with him and watch all of this happen. Doing this with clients and helping people get their home transformed is really easy for me because I've grown up with it. I've helped my dad lay tile, I've laid insulation. I understand the whole process because he was a home builder. So anyway, I want to kind of show you some things that will help you understand some of the processes that take place during a remodel. There was old tile here in this laundry room and actually throughout the whole house. But what I want to show you is how this process takes place. So the demolition guys have busted up the tile, they've taken off these baseboards and they've saved them. What they're going to do is put down sheathing and then plywood, and then they nail down the wood floor to the plywood. And then on top of that, they get to stain the color and then put the top coat and finish it. You can either hand scrape it or leave it smooth. But I'm going to take you into the next room and show you what that looks like. Here you can see that the slab is underneath, then the plastic sheathing, and then the plywood. And then also along here is where the baseboards have been removed. So it's the slab, then the plastic sheathing, then the plywood, then on top of this, the wood gets nailed down to this plywood. And then they stain it, and then they put the baseboards back, and then the baseboards get painted. Here we're in this formal living room, and this was actually a sunken living room, and now in today's time, a lot of people don't like that sunken living room. Sometimes people, as they get older, they have wheelchairs or people just don't like it. So this particular homeowner didn't want it either, and this contractor has actually put 2x4s in here and made it completely filled. They put insulation here so when you walk on it, it doesn't sound abnormal. And then as you can see, the plywood here is going straight across, and then they nail down the wood floors on top of the plywood. In this formal living room, they've raised the floor and they're removing the older tile around the fireplace. They're going to have something more modern and fun put in here, and there's actually not going to be a hearth. This is going to be one continuous floor from the wood to the tile for the fireplace. So there's not going to be a transition, which is really nice. One of the other things they've done is they've removed the picture molding behind me, and they're going to retexture all of the walls. They did keep the picture molding in the formal dining room, and what they're going to do is they're going to add a design element and make that feel a little bit more fun and updated after it's finished. One of the other things to consider when installing nailed down wood floors versus a glued down wood floor is the nail down has the plywood. So it actually is a little bit taller than the slab. So one of the things to consider, and a lot of people don't know this, is the dishwasher, the ice maker, trash compactor, whatever you may have, if you do the nail down wood floors, there has to be an adjustment for that height for the appliances. So in this particular instance, what they've done is they've taken out the dishwasher, and what they're going to have to do is cut a small portion of this cabinet that sits right underneath of the granite top. Because if not, there would not be a way to get that dishwasher or that appliance out if there was ever a problem with it. So there's a couple little things like that that are involved when making changes to your home. The other thing with the nail down wood is that the doors have to get shaved at the bottom to get raised to be able to swing across that wood. So I'll show you some of that next. Here stacked up in the garage is about 1,700 square feet of #1 red oak. And this is actually the wood that is getting installed in the property. There's actually a tongue and groove where this goes into each other, and it gets nailed down every time they put a piece of wood down. So this will all be installed very quickly. This homeowner has decided not to put wood in the laundry room for the sake of the water if there was ever an accident. So in between the room here from the kitchen, the butler's area, and into the laundry room, what they've done is they've put a transition piece, and they'll have the wood stop here and then the laundry room start, and they'll have it finished and it'll look really nice when it's done. In this property, there were double doors that were closing off the dining room to the kitchen. But to be more open and have an easier flow, this homeowner wanted the doors removed. So the painter and the crew here, they're gonna actually fill in the spaces where the door jamb was and sand it and paint it so you'll never know that it was even there. The picture molding in this room is actually going to stay. What they're gonna do is paint the walls like a light putty, creamy gray color. They're gonna paint the picture molding that same paint color, and the trim carpenter is going to do a design here at the bottom part of the picture molding. And it's all gonna get painted one color, but it's gonna add a little bit more of a design element that's actually very inexpensive to do. Here with this staircase, all of the white spindles are getting removed and iron spindles are getting installed. Unfortunately, there's a little bit too much space in between the spindles, and it does pass code, but it's a little bit too big. So anybody with a small child might be a little fearful that their child could get their head stuck. That's what actually the code is for, so that somebody doesn't get hurt. But the iron being installed here is just gonna give a nice, fresh, modern, updated look. And then with the span of the upstairs balcony, it's a little big and it can get a little wobbly, and the only way to remedy that is to put an extra null post. This is considered a null post. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna put an extra one right in the middle. And now's the time to do that while this is getting changed. Anytime down in the future, if it starts wobbling, you have to redo the whole thing. This homeowner is just gonna be proactive and change it and do it now. So this is gonna look fabulous when this is done. In this powder bath, there's not a lot that's gonna take place, but it is going to be a big difference when it's finished. The green wallpaper is gonna get changed. The brass fixture, this little light fixture, this little shelf, I don't even really know what the purpose of this is, and this faucet are all gonna be exchanged and removed, and a nice modern color is gonna get added in here. With the new hardware, it's just gonna look completely different. The shiny old tile that was in here is gonna get removed, and this is gonna get hardwood floors as well, which is gonna be continuous throughout most of the first floor. I think this study is going to have the most impact with the changes. I have no idea what the decorator has in store for this room yet. I do know that all of the bookshelves and all of the paneling is going to be painted. I'm not sure what colors she has chosen, and I don't know what she's doing with the flooring. I think we're gonna have some special fun carpet, but I don't know. This is gonna be a surprise. This is the last room that's getting changed. One of the things here with the cabinets is that the painter has gone in and caulked every seam through this cabinetry. I don't know if you can see it or not if the camera gets it, but what they're gonna do is prime it next and then paint it after this. And when they're finished, this cabinetry is going to look like it's brand new. The home is also getting new light fixtures. This is one of the light fixtures that's getting changed, and we're also gonna be getting a new light fixture in the foyer and in the dining room. New light fixtures are actually not very expensive, and there's something that can make a really big impact when selling your home. It just can make your home feel more updated and more modern, choosing the right lights. This one's getting replaced, and then all the can lights, all the rings are getting painted to match the ceiling as well. So even though they're older and they've kind of yellowed, it's a very inexpensive thing when the painter is here to just paint those and make them look fresh. Here we are in the master bedroom, and they have already taken off the bottom part here of this fireplace hearth. And what we've chosen is a really cool rhomboid marble, and this actually is in sheets. So when they lay this, they actually don't lay each tile by themselves. They lay this in sheets, and what they have to do is, they call it back buttering, and they lay it in here and they set it. The thing with the fireplace is they usually have to start at the bottom and then wait for it to dry and then do another layer, so these things don't slide down whenever they're installing them. Let me show you the bathroom next. So one thing that the decorator has decided to do in this bathroom is keep the gorgeous granite countertops the flooring, and the shower. And the challenge has been trying to find something that matches all of these things that's gonna make a really impressive impact. So the decision was made to get rid of all the wallpaper, the bulkhead, and the electrical and the mirrors. It's number one. The next decision that was made was to install a really cool marble that's gonna go around this entire bathtub, and then it's gonna go right underneath, on top of the stairs, and then underneath again. And it matches really well with the tile that's already here. The other thing that's gonna take place is this bathtub is gonna get recoated. It's huge, and it's a great bathtub. It's in great shape. The faucets are great, everything about it works perfectly. So what they're gonna have done is the entire bathtub is gonna get recoated in a nice bright white that's gonna match the cabinets and pull everything together.